Romeo and Juliet, Batman and Robin, Bogey and Bacall. Some duos, it would seem, were just meant to be. Uniting the two is more than just chemistry. It's sheer poetry. Well, believe it or not, dynamic pairs also exist in the cocktail world. Duos are some of the most basic popular cocktails on the menu. Forget your Long Island iced tea. Forget your Bloody Marys. Sometimes it pays to keep it simple. Let's get back to basics with duos.
We can go through a number of classic formulas, from the very simple drinks that I call duos, which is just a spirit and a liqueur. So a Black Russian, so your vodka and Kahlua, that's easy. So you can take the Kahlua out of that equation and put another liqueur in there instead, and you've got a new drink. Onto trios, so the White Russian, vodka, Kahlua and cream, or then take the cream out and put Baileys in there and you've got a mudslide. New Orleans sours comprise of a base spirit, Cointreau, and a citrus juice such as lemon or lime juice. The number of classic drinks that fall into this formula are astounding. The sidecar, cognac, Cointreau, lemon juice. The margarita, tequila, Cointreau and lime juice. If you take that formula and switch out any one of those ingredients for another ingredient within the same family, you are near as darn it guaranteed a success. You might have to play with ratios a little bit. I advise, whenever you're making a New Orleans sour of your own device, use initially a 3-to-1 ratio. So 3 parts spirit, 2 parts liqueur, 1 part citrus juice. 3-to-1, easy to remember.
Let's try this with a margarita. Add 3 parts tequila, 2 parts Cointreau, and 1 part lime juice. Delicioso! Layering spirits is the best way to create depth and character in a cocktail, but it can also look incredible. Layered drinks, otherwise known as pousse cafés, were very popular back in the late 1800s. You don't see them around as much today, but mastering the technique of layering a beautiful, colorful cocktail is always a good parlor trick to have up your sleeve. Be warned, layering is one of the most difficult skills to master behind the bar. So don't get discouraged if you botch the job the first time around. Practice, as always, makes perfect. So let's actually make a layered drink. The first thing we're going to need to do is find something to help us layer those drinks with. We could use something like, our bar spoon. Yes, hello, Mr. Bar Spoon, how are you? Now, remember, you could use this to mix drinks this way, but in this case, we're actually going to use the back of this spoon. Now, I'm going to make for you something called a baby Guinness. And I'll explain to you why it's called a baby Guinness after I make it. Well, we have 2 ingredients we're going to use. We're going to use Baileys and Kahlua. Now, the Kahlua is the heaviest of those, and I'm going to pour about a little bit of a 3/4 of an ounce in our shot glass. Now here's where the layering comes in. Take our Baileys, we take our spoon, and I'm going to lay it right here at the lip of the glass, pour our Baileys, but I'm going to just gently glide it off the back of the spoon and watch it as it layers very gently. Now it's just kind of spilling right off, and watch it until it goes right to the lip, and there we go. That is a baby Guinness, and well, it's kind of self-explanatory. It looks like a itty bitty pint of Guinness. A nice sweet cocktail for your guests. Now, let's graduate this baby Guinness into something else that we call a B52. Now we're going to use the same 2 ingredients for the moment. We're going to take our Kahlua, same way, about an ounce in here. Okay. Just remember, that's our densest liqueur. Once again, we take our Baileys and our spoon, the back of the spoon again, same thing we did with the baby Guinness, and we pour gently, gliding it off the back of the spoon. All right. Now, so far, we've got ourselves what looks like a slightly older baby Guinness here, right? But now we're gonna add our secret ingredient to make it the B52. It's Grand Marnier. Now this is even lighter than Guinness. This is actually, now we're layering it with 3 here, right? Okay, watch this. We're gonna be pouring it off the back, and this actually floats now on top of the Guinness and gently gliding it off. And there we go, your B52 and your baby Guinness. And don't forget the rule of layering, your densest liqueurs on the bottom, and the lightest on top. Your guests will have a wonderful time. Make it at your next party.